Cheat code. Support Strategist. By Clouds. Man in the Clouds not coming down. On AO3. Chapter 70. Inner Weaving. The walk from Izuku's apartment to the mall wasn't too bad, but they did have to take the train. If she had been alone, Ochako could have just easily anchored to Mina, and she'd been there in the blink of an eye. But Mei and Izuku had never teleported with her before, and she didn't want to put Hitoshi through that twice in a row, like she had with All Might. So she was happy to just walk and spend time with her friends. Mina saw them walking in the door and grinned as she called out to them, Ochako, Shinso, over here. Ochako was right at her side before she even realized she had activated her quirk. Hey, everyone, how's it going? Pretty well, no complaints. Jiro shrugged. Those your friends from tech support, right? Oh, yeah. Ochako smiled as the three others walked over. Everyone, this is Izuku Midoriya and Hatsume Mei. You may recognize them from the sports festival. Of course, Kirishima grinned. How can we forget the crazy team that blew up 10 million point headband? It was savage, but effective. Todoroki said simply. Definitely impactful. Oh yeah, that was Izuku's best idea, Mei said proudly, elbowing Izuku. It was so much fun to see if we could actually pull it off. Mei! Izuku blushed and shoved her away gently. I mean, it wasn't that cool. We were just trying to make an impact, and that was just a pretty simple way to do it, you know? Ochako caught Mei looking at her at the corner of her eyes, and turned towards her. Mei's eyes narrowed, and she casted a pointed glance towards Mei and Izuku. Ochako shrugged and looked away. Okay, so maybe bringing along those two hadn't been the most subtle strategy, but if everyone was focused on the support gremlins, then it would take the attention off of her and Hitoshi. Mei probably wouldn't get too distracted, but it would hopefully keep the rest of the class from joining in on whatever scheme she cooked up to try and get her and Shigdig alone together. Hopefully. So, are we actually going to shop? Or did you extras bring me along just to hang out with Deku? Bakugo shot a glare towards Izuku. And don't pretend like it wasn't you and your little girlfriend that planted that glitter bomb. Deku, I know it was you. It Izuku stuttered. She's not my girlfriend. Mina whipped her head around in surprise. Wait, you're not? Ochako let out a quiet sigh of relief. New friends might not be enough to distract her, but new targets definitely would. She felt a little guilty of kind of not really throwing Mei and Izuku under the bus, but, well, like, it was probably high time for them to get together anyways, and everyone already thought they were dating, so she would have to apologize later, but for now, she was just going to take it for the blessing it was. Come on now, Ashido. It is impolite to mediate in others' love lives, Tenya said, chopping the air with his robotic arm. That being said, I had been under the impression that you two were dating. My apologies for making assumptions. It's fine, Izuku blushed. Don't worry about it. Yeah, Izuku and I have more important things to worry about other than what other people think, Mei said. We've got these great projects, and we really need to prepare for the design boot camp and make sure you all have the support items for your little camping trip. And I think we need to split up, Mina declared. We're not going to shop for the same things, right? So that means that it's going to be more efficient shopping in small groups and stuff. Groups of two should work, right? That sounds wonderful, Yarozu said, ignoring the way that Mina was winking at Ochako. And then we can meet back here for lunch. Before Ochako could figure out what Mei had planned, she was already being dragged by the arm in Hitoshi's general direction. Mina grinned as she pushed her into Hitoshi's arms. You two have fun. Take care of her, Shinso, you hear? Hitoshi just blinked in confusion. Okay. Satisfaction, okay. Mina nodded in satisfaction as she grabbed May's arm with one hand and Izuku's with the other. You two support kids, right? I saw the science shop with lots of cool toys, so why don't you two have fun over there? Within seconds, everyone had split off, and Ochako realized that May was a lot better at multitasking different targets than she anticipated. What just happened? Uh, I don't know. Hitoshi stared blankly in the direction at his kidnappers had just disappeared in. But I think you're stuck with me. Ochako sighed, turning away to hide her red cheeks. I mean, that's not the worst thing, right? Hitoshi smiled softly. No, it's not. Izuku and Mei looked around the store that Mina had abandoned them in, and Izuku frowned. You can totally build everything in here, can't you? Yep, Mei huffed. I think I made a version of that little electronic ball that they're so proud of when I was 8. So, Izuku frowned. What do you want to do then? Do you want to meet back with Hitoshi and Ochako? Sure, Mei smiled. Do you know where they are? No, I could always just use my tracking program to see where Ochako is. Izuku trailed off as he saw the security camera in the corner of the store. Or we could have a little fun first and find them the hard way. Tomura didn't know exactly where he was going, mostly just wandering and clearing his head, like Kurogiri had suggested. He just felt so conflicted and he hated it. Why did he have to care so much? It's not like he had any stake in those two stupid NPCs' lives. Why did he care if Sensei manipulated them? For all he knew, they wanted to be villains and kill people because they thought it was fun, not because they were taught from a young age and it was the ideal outlet for spare rage. They probably weren't like him, or if they were, they didn't care. Plus, at the roof of it all, Tomura wasn't a hero, he didn't save people. As if right now he couldn't even save himself. He found an apartment, finally, one with absolutely zero ties to All for One and a decent monthly pay. But if he wanted it, he needed some ID, preferably for identification that Sensei didn't know about. Which meant that he couldn't just go off to Grant and get one. It was possible, sure, but was it worth it? If Sensei never found out, things would be fine, but if he did find out, then what? If he knew Tomura was trying to leave, he would just kill him without hesitation. Or would he find a way to manipulate those desires into his own evil plans? Tomura wasn't sure which option was more frightening, but both were something he preferred to avoid. Life sucked. Eventually, he decided to head towards the mall. There was a new zombie game that had come out a few days ago that he wanted to try out. He pulled up his hood and made his way there without anyone recognizing him. Not that he thought they would. Even after the USJ attack, his face hadn't really been on the news, and people weren't expecting him. So everyone just assumed they were safe. They didn't even know how many villains were hiding amongst them, waiting for the right moment to strike. But at least they were doing their best to enjoy their lives despite that. Tomura, he kind of wanted that, honestly. He didn't even need to be safe, just free and normal. He groaned in frustration as he got to the mall. Whatever all this stupid worrying was just exhausting. He just wanted to get his stupid game and get out of here. He almost stopped short when he saw that brainwashing kid from the sports festival alongside that anti-gravity brat that Trapper had said could teleport. There were hero students here. He huffed and pulled his hood forwards just a little more. He just had to avoid them and hope that if Todoroki was with them, he had the good sense to keep his mouth shut. So much for relaxing walk. For someone who was trying to keep an eye on Todoroki, Hitoshi sure had lost sight of him quickly. It wasn't his fault. He'd been focused on Mina dragging Izuku and Mei away, and by the time he had realized what was happening, pretty much everyone had split up and Todoroki was gone. At least he was with Ochako, and not one of the classmates he didn't know as well. That would have been awkward as hell, if he was still kind of awkward, of course. And Ochako seemed nervous for some reason, but she was amazing, so even if he didn't know what to say, she wouldn't judge him. Definitely better than getting stuck with a stranger. So, I don't really need anything besides bug spray, Ochako said quietly. Um, what about you? Hitoshi shrugged and sat down next to the fountain. I don't really need a whole lot of stuff. And, like, you've seen Aizawa, he carries around a sleeping bag every single day, so I'm pretty sure we're good on camping gear. You've got a point, Ochako giggled as she sat down next to him. Are you looking forward to the training camp? Oh, yeah, Hitoshi nodded. My quirk still has a lot of untapped potential, and I've got an entire packet of suggestions from Izuku on what to do with it. Don't we all? Ochako huffed, swinging her legs back and forth. I don't feel like the biggest thing is picking just one goal to focus on, you know? Just like do what I want to focus on teleporting further, or carrying more weight, or maybe getting our classmates used to the G-Force so I can take them with me. There's so many things I need to improve. It's hard to know where to start, you know? Definitely, Hitoshi agreed. I've been thinking about working on my information gathering skills, you know? Because Izuku ran some tests a while ago and figured out the theory of it, but we never got any further than that. Ochako frowned. So you can't just ask someone a question and they answer it? It's not that simple, Hitoshi sighed. I can order them to tell me something I already know, pretty easy. But getting new information requires partial control. It's like I'm the GPS and they're the driving car. Theoretically possible, if we've all been so busy with the sports festival and then everything that's been happening with your quirk, I haven't really worked on it much yet. That that sounds pretty cool, but also really complicated, Ochako said. But then again, I teleport based on people's gravitational field, so I guess I really can't talk. Yeah, kind of the same idea of holding the connection without taking control. Hitoshi shrugged. And I had to get really good at that during the sports festival, so my brain knows what it needs to do. I just don't have much practice doing it yet. Ochako frowned for a moment, before her eyes lit up in determination. Then let's practice. Hitoshi jerked back slightly. What? Well, you let me practice my quirk on you today, right? Ochako said. It's only fair to return the favor. Come on, try to get me to answer something you don't know. Uh, okay. Are you sure? Hitoshi asked. Ochako rolled her eyes. Just to hurry up and brainwash me already. Fine. Hitoshi smiled and did his best to only take half control. It felt really weird, like he was half inside and half outside her brain. Okay, so what's a good dumb question that I don't already know the answer to? Okay, got it. Tell me why you think Mina dragged Mei and Izuku off so fast. He knew it worked when he felt some resistance over the bond, and Ochako started speaking in an odd monotone. Because she was trying to set them up. She was also trying to get us alone together because she knows I have a crush on you. I just want Tomura either talking to Izuku or what I need. I don't know why I need that so much. I don't know. For some reason in this fanfic, my favorites went from Izuku and Mei to Todoroki and Tomura for some reason. I don't know. I really love their dynamic. I can't be the only one, right? You guys in the chat, you guys like in the chat. Shit, I'm getting too used to the fucking live streams. You guys in the comments, you watchers, you listeners, you guys like it too, right? I'm not the only one. I'm not going insane, right? But yeah, Can we talk about Izuku and Mei are gonna cause a bunch of hayham? Like, are you guys gonna, like, hack the motherfucking security system? Like, do you guys just do that for fun? Is that something that you do for fun? Because that actually kind of sounds fun. And if they're gonna hack the security system, are they gonna see Tomura get into the mall and all that stuff? Are they gonna see that? Also, who is it that's gonna be the one that Tomura talks to, if there even is that? Is it going to be Todoroki? My opinions that it's going to be Hitoshi are, like, kind of there as well, because sometimes it is Hitoshi. I've read a fanfic where it was him. Is it going to be Izuku? Who is it? That is the big mystery of it all. Who is it? The confession that Ochako made. I am a big sucker for drunken confession, concussed confession, not 100% really conscious confession. Those type of confession. Truth confession, which is like you take a truth serum and like you confess, which this one would be the most related to that one, because you can 100% believe what the person is saying. Because, like, my favorite thing about drunken confession and concussed confessions is, are they really saying that, or is it the concussion speaking / drink speaking? Like, what is speaking? The concussion / drink, or the person, right? Which is what I love. Like, most of the time the audience know, oh, it's the person. And sometimes the audience doesn't even know, right? In this case, I feel like it would be more of a truth serum confession. Not favorite, but like I still like it a bit, you know, because it leaves without a further of a doubt that that person likes you, and there's no room for like miscommunication or anything like that, so I like it as well. So yeah, that's very interesting. I wonder how that's gonna go. Are they gonna get together this next chapter, or is it gonna be Ochako's like, oh well, ha 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 ha, run? Like what is it gonna be? I feel like it would be really funny if it's the ha 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 ha, you see, funny story, ran, bolts out of there, just escapes. But yeah, yesterday I didn't post much because I was having a meeting with somebody who let's just say I've been working on a secret project, as you guys know. I'm yet to be able to reveal anything, but the wheels are turning. Social medias have been made. That's a little tidbit of what we're doing. Social medias have been made, and videos are, we're trying to mix the schedule of us three to be able to record, because one of us is back at home with family for the holidays. And let's just say they're technically speaking 9 hours ahead of us right now. So that's something. We got to work with time zones now, which is weird. You know, I gotten so used to them being in the same time zone as me. It's weird when they go back home. It's gonna be weird in the summer and winter, I guess. Like, you know, breaks. Those are gonna be weird. Are they gonna go back for summer? I don't know. But yeah, as always, my raindrops. Make sure to eat, sleep, drink water, take your meds. Have a wonderful day or night. My link to my server and socials are down in the description. Subscribe to see more of my content, and thank you so much for watching.